mama to tell her the good news. It was news she was happy to hear. The days are getting longer, my smile's coming back. It's been a real difficult year. Everything just changed in a heartbeat. Don't know if I'll be the same, but it's not all for naught, 'cause the kids that I got will help me to live life again.
Music has always been a really big part of my life from the time I was a kid. My mom tells me that I used to walk around with a candlestick and sing into it. Went on to, with my mother's encouragement, audition for a role in a local dinner theatre here in Charlottetown, and I did get that job, and then I moved to Halifax to continue that work. I sang with a band called the Jimmy Swift Band, and I began to start to write my own music and perform my own music when I lived in Halifax. And then I think I got away from it when I became a mom.
Rain, not today. We could all use some sunshine, a little more warmth in our days.
I used to write songs years ago, and they often were about heartache or sadness or, an ended relationship or that sort of stuff. And when I look back at my married life and as mom life, I didn't write music. And one reason I wonder was because maybe I was just happy. I was just content, and I didn't have as much to be sad about. But music right now, it's coming through me in ways that I didn't ever expect. So almost daily I'm picking up my phone and recording a little melody or a lyric or something that I can go back to later and work on.
Yeah, while time is passing.
Donald was a photographer, and he often traveled for work on boats, so there would be times that he'd be gone for 3 and 4 and 5 weeks at a time. He returned home on May 19th of 2013, very obviously ill. Like, he was so tired he could hardly keep his eyes open. So I took him to the emergency room at the Dartmouth General, and the doctor came back and pointed to me silently and motioned for me to follow him down a hallway. And I just didn't know what to expect was coming next. And he said, "We found white spots on his brain." And then I actually said, "Cancer?" And he nodded his head, yes, that it was cancer. So that diagnosis came on May 22nd, and he died on July 9th. So he lived for another 6 weeks.
But the leaves are on the ground again, and I'm not sure how I feel today. There's a voice inside my head telling me that it's okay for me to cry and say goodbye to summer and the way it used to be.
So yeah, I went through a pretty quiet period of just functioning, just doing the best I could to kind of keep afloat, and then starting to feel the connection to the guitar again. And the guitar and songwriting have always been a great companion for me, so I guess I picked it up again when I was most in need of a friend. I got asked to sing at a benefit, a Canadian Mental Health Association benefit, the spring of 2014. So I wrote a song specifically to perform at that event, and I think that kind of started to open the doors again for me and my songwriting. It became clear that writing music is a very healing thing for me to do. The writing is one part, but sharing it and being vulnerable and letting people in, I guess, to my thoughts or my sadness or whatever it might be was really helpful for me. Maybe the first sign of hope for me, that maybe things could improve for me in the way I was feeling and the way I was viewing the world.
If this thing goes down, falls from the sky and hits the ground, I'll be okay. I've lived through worse.
I am just learning who I am again, because for me, that has defined me for the last, more than 2 years. I'm learning I'm more than that. I hope that people will see beyond that. I hope that they will see a woman who is beginning to walk again. Donald was a big contributor in who I am and who I've become, and his loss is also a big contributor.
I feel your hand on my back. You are the one. You are my world. You are my man. I am yours.
what kind of response have you had to the songs?
I have had a lot of support and a lot of positive feedback from people that are close within my circle of family and friends, and from people that I don't even know, which is remarkable. Even that is eye-opening. In knowing that you're not alone in your feelings and in your thoughts, and that someone, even a stranger, can relate. But I think what I've learned is in this grieving process that people don't always know what to say or how to offer help. And maybe the songs just allow that dialogue to begin to happen.
Got to make this moment last. Sometimes I feel you here with me.
Yeah, so my name's Emma Fugate. I got to hear about Jill's music through some mutual acquaintances who have a company called Winding Path, and they run a program which helps women develop confidence. And it was really through hearing her music that I felt like the universe was trying to tell me something, that this was something I should be doing and helping her, and just want to see her succeed because I think she has a real talent. We're going to start a Kickstarter campaign to raise some funds so that she can record her music and produce an EP.
I think that I am feeling more comfortable in my own skin and maybe more confident as a person, and realizing that I'm alive, I guess, which I guess too comes from the grief. There's a lot of things that were in my heart and on my mind, and that I probably wasn't speaking.
Almost anything to hold that hand again.
That's a conversation that plays over and over in my head, in that when I was driving Donald to the hospital for radiation treatment, he had to undergo 2 weeks of whole head radiation in hopes of slowing the tumors. I had told him at that time that I had hoped to return to music and to sing more, and that I needed that in my life, and he had told me that it was never too late to do that. And it was very hard to hear him say that, because it was too late for him. I knew that in my heart. But I feel like it's motivated me now because I am still alive and it isn't too late for me.
I gotta stay strong. I'll keep singing my songs. I'm gonna sing them proud for you. The time has come, we say goodbye. We both
I feel like he's watching me from above, and I hope that he's proud of me. And I'm going to do it for him, and I'm going to do it for me, and I'm also going to do it for my kids.
And I'd give almost anything to say those words to you.
As someone who's experienced grief, it can be very isolating. If we can start to break down some of those barriers, and if my music helps people, then it would be an honor.
To make these memories last.